today on the agenda, we have Amy Beaird and Paul Sohl from Florida High Tech Corridor. Then we have Kelly Burton from the Black Innovation Alliance, followed by Max Briggs from NASA to discuss the upcoming SBIR Ignite event. Closing us out with announcements and a little bit of open discussion is our Director of Ecosystem Development, Jennifer Shee. As a reminder, your input is really valuable to us. So if you have any questions or comments that come up during the presentations, please write them in the chat and we'll address them during Q&A or during the open discussion period at the end. We want to make sure you leave here informed, so please don't be shy with your questions. All right, Amy and Paul, are you ready?
Because we're set.
The floor is yours.
Hey, thanks, Jamila. Thanks, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. And I'll tell you, I have for those who are experienced in this world, that is not me. I spent 33 years in the Navy flying F-18s. About 2 years ago, got the best opportunity of a lifetime to be a part of the Florida ecosystem, and I love it. Amy Beaird is with me, and she'll have the meat of the program and some of the neat things we're doing in the world of grants. We are the Florida High Tech Corridor, 23 counties across the corridor. Go ahead and go to the next slide. And I'll kind of show you what it is. It is really a driving force for innovation across Florida. We've got 3 anchor institutions of higher education. So if you're a Gator from University of Florida, or a Bull from University of South Florida, or a Knight from University of Central Florida, those are our three anchor institutions. That's my board. We're a state-funded organization, so we're not a membership organization. That really is to drive innovation and entrepreneurship in the high-tech world here in Florida, and quite frankly, nationally and worldwide, which is why I love these calls, because I get to be able to learn and meet people and understand kind of what's going across in this world. Go ahead and go to the next slide. What we've got, this is kind of that ecosystem and how we support things. We're centered on the university system, but we support all these other parts of the entrepreneurial ecosystem, including those developers, including the investors, the innovators, the founders. I'll talk you through a couple of programs that we do here in Florida, and we're learning every day from you all as we try to challenge the status quo. 25 years ago, we were founded, and I recognize that legacy for Florida. And at the same time, we as a small but mighty team really do challenge the status quo. Next slide, please. So here's how we do it, and it's kind of the techscape across Florida, if you look at it. And go ahead and build that slide. I'm not getting, there you go. Go ahead and just build it out. So another couple of hits. So 4 focus areas that we focus on. It's not just about collaboration. It's about boundary breaking collaboration. One of the unique things about Florida is there are dozens of tech verticals or dozens of educational verticals. And we really try to see those unique opportunities between those verticals, because that's where the magic happens. That's what we've seen. The next thing on the left-hand side, community-driven innovation. One of the things we've learned here in Florida, tech for tech's sake really doesn't matter if you're not building up those communities, because everybody has a spot in this tech world. And so we really are focused on that community-driven piece. How are communities involved? How do they see themselves? Across 23 counties, it's a little challenging because each county is a little different, but that's what makes it fun too. And the lower part, that radical inclusivity, if you think about it, if you look around a table, if you look around a meeting, the question that we always ask is, who's not there that needs to be there? And that's what, to me, that's one of our focus areas, because we're a regional organization and we can kind of look across and say, hey, we really need to get this group involved in these discussions. Again, calls like this call really help us out to be able to do that. And then those catalytic investments. I'm going to talk about a couple of programs. Because we're state funded, we're able to invest in the ecosystem and actually bring money to the table. Go ahead and go to the next slide. And that's one of the key, what I consider a huge blessing for us. So here are the 4 kind of strategic investment areas. I'll talk a little about matching grants, SBIR support, that is right now squarely in Amy's lane. We do some community grants, industry clustering, and then partnership investments. Go ahead and go to the next slide. I'm going to talk about matching grants because that's about half of our investment. Really what we do, think about it this way. You've got small, medium-sized companies who want to partner with a university, want to do some research to really take commercialized technology. We can actually match funds on top of a project that the company works with the university on. And that really accelerates that. For the last 25 years, over $1 billion in impact in economic development. And one of the things I've learned is it doesn't matter if it's a small amount of money. For that company, it might be the very thing that they need to be able to connect with the research university, a professor, a researcher, a student, and be able to drive that. Go ahead and go to the next slide. And it's a program that I just love. The community grants piece. So if we think about that boundary breaking collaboration and what we do there and how we invest in the ecosystem, it'll be incubators, accelerators, coding camps, a lot of stuff on the K through 12 side of innovation, because we know that's where the workforce is coming from. Go ahead and go to the next slide. I want to make sure I got to get to Amy here. Partnership investments, we do a lot across. Go ahead and go to the next slide because I need to turn this over to Amy or I'm going to run us out of time and I don't want to. Amy, go ahead and talk about clustering. Thanks.
Thanks, Paul, and thanks everyone for having us here today. Just quickly on our clustering initiative. So this is an example of the corridor really partnering on a local level to address some community needs here in Central Florida. Orange County came to us and wanted support to help diversify the economy, and we launched 4 industry clusters with a total of about 70 companies in these 4 industry clusters, where we're providing active support and business services for these companies. And we're proud of the program. It's about half of the companies involved are minority or women-owned companies. And just over the last year, we've helped them identify about $4 million in new business opportunities for these companies that they wouldn't have known about. So we really help them kind of navigate the local ecosystem and access the resources that are available. Next slide. Another program that we were able to put in place this year, thanks to funding from the SBA, was our SBIR Catalyst Award. And really, we put together a coalition of university-based entrepreneurial support programs. Paul talked about the 3 universities that are part of our ecosystem, and we extended it out to a 4th university at Florida Tech and their We Venture program, funded Women's Business Center here. And really what we've done over the last year is conduct outreach about the funding that's available and really share it with companies who didn't know about it, connect our applicants or potential applicants to a mentor network that we've put in place, and really solidified some role models throughout the ecosystem that have used SBIR funding successfully, as well as helping the companies really understand pathways for commercialization and how SBIR fits into that. And finally, we've been helping and advising women-owned companies on their proposal preparation process. Next slide. Some of the impacts from the funding over the last 8 months or so, we're about 8 months into the year-long collaboration. We've developed a network of 8 women-owned companies across the corridor, so across the 23-county region. And we've put together a series of video interviews, really telling the stories of these women and how they've built their companies in the region, using SBIR as one resource. Those are set to roll out over the next couple of months, so look for those. We've also been working with 5 ESO partners here and expanded that network. So through collaboration, we've had about 7 new entrepreneur support organizations that we've been able to engage over the last 8 months who didn't know about SBIR and now see the opportunity in it. We hosted a workshop with the Department of Defense and NASA program offices to help support 27 companies. And then we also have really worked on kind of getting the word out, telling these entrepreneurs' stories. So we invited a panel of 4 women to Florida's sort of annual innovation conference, Synapse Summit, and hosted a panel sharing the stories of their companies and how they leveraged SBIR with more than 2,000 people. We collaborated with Department of Energy to pitch an SBIR workshop down in Miami at the National Society for Black Engineers meeting. We've hosted a couple of SBIR lunch and learns as well for both the Cenfluence companies the program I mentioned before, as well as for WeVenture and their companies who had never been exposed to SBIR before. Next slide, and I know I'm getting close on time here. Just kind of continuing the impacts, it really has been felt beyond Florida as well. Through some of our partnerships, like the National Academy of Inventors, we had an opportunity last year, and again, I'm going this year to the conference in June to present about SBIR to those inventors and how they can leverage it. We've helped about 15 women-owned companies in their SBIR journey. And developed a much longer outreach list of companies that are interested in the application process and are in various stages kind of learning about it. We have the first proposal that was submitted that we supported was funded through the USDA SBIR program, and they're collaborating with the University of Florida as well as FAMU, which is an HBCU university. So a neat collaboration there. And then we've also developed 4 new industry university collaborative partnerships with USF and UCF through the collaboration. We have 5 more proposals that are awaiting decision, as well as a nice checklist that we created for companies to understand if there's an opportunity for them. So a lot of work and trying and experimenting with a lot of things, but it's been great.
Thank you, Amy. We appreciate you and all you and Paul and all of the great work that you all are doing at Florida High Tech Corridor. And please everyone that's in the chat, please utilize the QR code and check more out about